Welcome back, students. So, myself Sunil Sharma with my colleague Rajesh Tamanna again welcomes you all in Department of Biology, Subodh Public School, Rambagh, Jaipur. So today we are going to perform another experiment, and that is about the effect of the temperature on activity of the salivary amylase. Now you all know salivary amylase is an enzyme which is found in our saliva and which helps in the digestion of the starch. Right. Now, being the enzyme, salivary amylase will show the effect of the various temperature. When we keep the salivary amylase on the various temperature, definitely there will be some effect on the action of it. So, in this experiment, we will see that how it is affected by the various range of the temperature. In this setup of the experiment, we will talk about the three different setups. One, in the normal condition, how the salivary amylase works. Second, when at high temperature the enzymes are get denatured, then what will be the effect on the activity of the salivary amylase. And the third, when at low temperature enzymes are kept, then the activity of the enzyme is slowed down. So how it is affected? We will discuss about all these three things here in the experiment. So are you all ready? Let's start.
Hello Rajesh sir, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
So what we are going to do today?
So, sir, today we are performing the experiment, the effect of temperature on the activity of salivary amylase on starch.
Okay. So in setup, what the all things you have here?
Sir,
Can one by one we can talk about it?
Yes, why not, sir? Sir, first one, this one is the enzyme, that is diastase enzyme.
Diastase enzyme. Okay. This is the diastase enzyme.
And for this purpose, we are taking one tablet and add 100 ml of water in it.
So you are saying that diastase enzyme you are taking in place of the salivary amylase.
Yes,
One tablet of the diastase enzyme you dissolve it in
100 ml of
100
water.
ml of water. Okay, fine. Then next, what is it?
It's starch powder, sir.
Starch powder.
And in 1 gram of starch powder, add in 100 ml of water.
Okay, fine.
And boil it, and after overnight we can use it.
Okay, that means you want to say you take the starch. How much amount of the starch you have?
1 gram.
Okay, 1 gram of the starch you took over there. Then you added in it how much amount of the water?
100 ml of water.
100 ml of water. Then boiled it.
And leave it overnight.
After
and
boiling, you cool down it and kept it overnight to mature.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the starch get matures over there, and then next day you will use it. So you already did all this thing for the starch, for the maturation of the starch. Okay, fine. What is it? This is
sodium chloride.
sodium chloride. Fine. For what purpose you are taking it?
Sir, we are preparing 1% of sodium chloride solution.
1% sodium chloride solution. How you will make it 1% sodium chloride solution, sir?
Take 1 gram of sodium chloride and add 100 ml of water in it.
100 ml of water in it. Okay, fine. So the 1% solution you prepared it. Okay. And what is this? What is this tile?
This is the tile for the
For-
experimentation part.
For the experimentation part. Okay. So on this tile, if I see, you have some certain columns. One column is for the time.
Second one is the hot water, for the hot water.
Okay.
Second column is cold water, and third column is normal water.
Normal water. Fine.
And we
Okay.
prepared 6 test tubes for
You-
this purpose.
6 test tubes. Okay.
First, second, and third test tube, the experimental tube.
First 3 test tubes are the experimental tubes.
And
Okay.
another 3 test tubes are the control tube.
Control tubes. Okay. What is the difference in between the experimental tube and control tube?
In
What you add in the experimental tubes and the control tubes?
In experimental tubes, sir, we add 1 ml starch, and 1 ml sodium chloride, and 1 ml enzyme diastase.
That means in experimental tubes you add 1 ml of starch solution,
And 1
1
ml
ml of
sodium chloride
chloride solution, and
1 ml
1 ml of
diastase
diastase enzyme solution, which you already prepared
Yes.
in the experimental test tubes. Okay. And in the
In
control
control
test tubes?
1 ml starch,
Okay.
1 ml
starch
sodium-
solution.
and 1 ml sodium chloride solution,
Okay.
and 1 ml distilled water.
Distilled water. So in it you didn't add diastase enzyme solution in
Yes.
the experimental condition, in the controlled condition.
No sir, in experimental condition.
In the experimental conditions you added diastase,
Diastase.
and in controlled you skipped the diastase.
Diastase. Instead of diastase, we add
1
distilled
ml
water.
of distilled water to maintain the equal volume.
Equal.
Okay, fine. Now what you will do?
Sir, we kept.
You are boiling the water. I can see here,
Yes sir.
and
This one is the cold water,
and here you have the cold water. Okay,
and this one is the normal.
this is the normal water. Fine. So,
take one experimental tube
hmm,
and one control tube. Keep these tubes in hot water.
okay, one experimental and one control in the hot water.
Write with the CD marker. It is experimental tube and this one is the control tube.
Fine.
And keep these tubes in hot water.
Okay. For how much duration you put it in this?
When the achromic point will not get faint.
Okay, fine. Okay, next.
Second, take one test tube and one control and one experimental in normal water.
Okay, so one control test tube and one normal test tube, you put it into the normal water which is having the normal temperature.
And one control and one experimental tube in cold water.
Cold water. Okay, ice cold water it is.
Yes.
Fine. Okay, so you have the three setups. If I show in one frame to all these, then you have the three setups here. The one is, this one is of ice cooled water, then this one is the next is the normal water, and the third one you can see here, it's boiling water. Okay, fine. So meanwhile, we see the result. I would like to discuss with you about the certain questions of the Viva. In the Viva, your examiner can ask you, what is achromatic point? First of all, achromatic point means a point where the iodine do not give the blue-black color with starch. Now let me tell you one thing. Whenever the iodine is added into the starch solution, it gives the blue-black color with it. Now, in the experimental condition, when the diastase or the salivary amylase was added in the experimental condition and in the normal water, then because salivary amylase or the diastase will act upon the starch and slowly and gradually it will get digested. So what you will see on the tile, if you take the readings after every 2 minutes, you will see that gradually the blue-black color become little bit dull, and at a particular time period you will see that this blue-black color is totally disappeared, and the color of the iodine, which is the yellow one, will remain over there. That means the blue-black color not appears there. So that point at where the iodine not changes its color, it remains yellow. That is what this is called as achromatic point. That means in this solution, in this condition, what is happening? The starch is completely get digested into the maltose. Now one thing comes in which the achromatic point will come fast and in which it will not or slow. Now if you remember, we are doing this experiment for the three situations: normal water, hot water and cold water. Now remember, normal water means water is having the temperature right now in the summers. If we are doing the experiment, the temperature might be between 30 to 35 degrees centigrade, and at this temperature the diastase enzyme is functional, so it will show their activity. At hot water, where the temperature is more than 90 degree approximately, by the water is boiling, so rather I should say it is approximately 100 degree. At this time, what? In the experimental condition, the diastase enzyme which is added, this get denatured. The structure of the protein is disturbed. That means this diastase lost its enzymatic action or enzymatic properties. So in that case, there would be no achromatic point will observe. But on the other hand, in the third condition, which is ice cooled water, here in this, at the low temperature, we all know the enzymatic activities get slow down. So in this, the enzymatic activities will be slowed down, but it will be. So in it, the achromatic point will come, but after a delayed condition as compared to the normal water. So, in which the most earliest achromatic point will be observed? Let me say this will be observed in the normal condition when the normal water is taken over there. Then after that, second in the ice cooled water, and in the third one, in the third condition, the hot water, the achromatic point will not observe. It will always remains the blue black color because the enzyme is not get digested. So we will do this experiment different time period. If you see here, we have framed a table. After every 2 minutes, we will take the readings. So we will do this experimentation for you, and end of the result, what final result comes, we will show you in the end slide here. Okay, wait for some time. Let us do the experimentation for you, and then we'll show the final results. So welcome back. In first part of the experiment, we understood about the complete setup and what is the process. What we are doing, we are observing the effect of the temperature on the action of salivary amylase. So I told you that we will have a tile on which certain columns are made, and you all remember we are observing the effect of the temperature on the salivary amylase. So here in the hot water, here it is in the normal water, and this is in the cold water. Now before we talk about the result, one thing you all should understand, enzymes are temperature sensitive. That means at higher temperature, enzyme will get denatured. The structure of the enzyme will get disturbed, and in that case they will lose their action, their activity. That means in the hot water, enzyme will not work, and the effect of the enzyme will not be shown on the starch. Starch will not digest. Fine. But in normal condition, the enzyme is functional, and when the enzyme is functional, it will show the process. The digestion process will be there. And in the lower temperature, when the temperature is lower, salivary amylase activity will slow down, so the response will be little bit delayed. So Rajesh ji, how we are performing this experiment? Let us know.
So first of all, there are 3 beakers. First one is hot water.
Okay.
Second one is normal water, and third one is cold water or ice cubes.
Fine. So this tile which you have prepared, in this I can see the 6 columns are there. So what these 6 columns are?
First column is time.
Okay.
Time interval.
Fine.
And second one is hot water, and third one is cold.
Cold.
And fourth one is normal.
Normal water. Fine.
See?
And then what is this C and E stand?
C for control.
Control.
E for experimental.
E for experimental condition.
And
Okay.
same for the cold. Control and experimental. And
Fine. For the normal also the
control and experimental.
So this is the readings of these all controlled and experimental condition. After every 2 minutes you have taken the reading.
Yes, sir.
So what you have did here, can you explain the things in short?
Yes, sir. First of all, take control. To here, control tube is this one. With the help of dropper, take 1 drop of this sample and pour 1 sample on this tile, and then add iodine solution.
Iodine solution you added. Iodine solution is having yellow color naturally.
Yes.
Okay, in normal condition it is having the yellow color, but here it is appearing blue black. Why?
Because the control tube has stars.
Stars.
When iodine react with the stars, they give blue black.
Blue black color, very good. So remember one thing, whenever the starch reacts with the iodine, it gives blue black color. And here a special mention, whenever the iodine reacts with glycogen, it gives a red color. So if someone asks you how can we differentiate the starch with the glycogen, then remember starch gives the blue black color and glycogen gives the red color with the iodine. Okay, so
second, take another dropper, and this one is the experimental tube.
Experimental tube, okay.
So take out 1 drop of experimental tube solution, and
You added here,
and add
then iodine drop you added here. Okay, in that way you have performed the experiment for
Yes.
all, for the hot, for the cold, and
cold
for
and normal
water. So what are the readings which you are observing? Can we have a zoom on the tile so that we can see the result? What are the results? in normal experimentation, we are observing the color of the starch is diluting. Blue black hue, it is converting to the yellow one. And here in the last one, you can see very clearly it remains yellow. That means there is no change in the color of the iodine observed. Now, here one thing which we should discuss, achromatic point. This is actually the achromatic point. Yes, Rajesh?
Yes, sir.
So what is the achromatic point?
It means when the color disappears, this point is known as achromatic point.
Achromatic point, when there is no change in the color of the iodine takes place. If iodine is added in something. Okay, achromatic. A means absent, chroma means color, achromatic point. That means in experimentation condition, here the achromatic point is observed after 12 minutes. But in hot and in cold condition, you can see that achromatic point is not observed. In the hot, it will not, because enzyme is already denatured. But if we continue the experimentation for the cold in experimental condition, you will see the yellow color of the iodine will be observed. Achromatic point will come over there, but that will be little later. It will be delayed because the enzymatic action is slowed down here. So I hope that this experiment is clear to you. Remember one thing, always enzymes are temperature sensitive, and we can see the effect of the temperature on the action of the salivary amylase. So that's all from the side of Department of Biology, Subodh Public School, Jaipur.